Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Oh, look at Nutflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Red Small make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is a way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who can produce, pay the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call the truth. They're getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a legal record, cause we need, oh yeah, pubbing. We be pubbing!
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Today's Tuesday, September 24th, NFL season. Man, I got eliminated from, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I survived the first 2 weeks. Third week got scotched. I took the bank. So stupid. I was doing so many other things at the beginning of the week. I was just like, all right, the Bengals, everything. Third win. Didn't work. We're going to have a good show. We got MLB, the last week of the season. Some quirky situations, which is, which means you have to do your research on those, but means that that unusual edges can be found. Same deal with the last day of the WNBA season, which was good for me. We'll see how today goes. Everyone in the comments section will help us out. Of course, we're going to talk 2 college football games with Dabby Cab, including Alabama, Georgia. Very interested to hear what he has to say about it. Last week, of course, Dabby gave us Tennessee over Oklahoma. Everyone in the comments section agreed with that, and that did cash. Not necessarily easily, but it cashed. That's all that matters. And, whoever's on screen in these shows, it's nice, but all that matters is who's in the comments section. And we're going to have a great show again today because we got everyone in the comments section. I'm here with my mic. Jose Bouquett, can you drop in? I want to make sure my audio and video is all okay. How's everything? Everything okay? We didn't even check my audio. It's all right? Everything good?
You're good.
Yeah. Jose, I can't believe that I got eliminated from Survivor.
Good.
Jose.
Good. I'm glad to see it. Yeah, I'm glad to see that. Do you know that there's only 2 people left in the Pub Sports Radio Survivor? Only 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just thought, maybe Washington's a lot better than I give him credit for. I knew Jaden Daniels was a player, but I thought as a team they had some holes, and Burrow with Higgins and Chase, and I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I really.
Well,
don't.
I think it's everyone thinking that the Bengals are better than they are. The Bengals have been a fade team all year.
Yeah,
but I mean the top 3 Survivor picks, all the first 3 weeks have all lost, I believe. So it's been crazy to see.
Man, yeah. And as I was sitting there on the Thursday live stream before the game started, you remember I talked about it. I was like, oh man, and I wanted to go back and change out my Survivor picks, but I put the Jets in. But I guess the lesson is really just like, fade bad programs with bad character, fade bad spots. You know what I mean? Pats are a good program with good character, but terrible spot, so you fade them. Unreal. Congratulations to anyone who's still in Survivor. Very impressive. We're going to and congratulations to I'm sorry, go ahead.
Kent Davies and Drug Monkey RX. Shout out to those.
Oh, man.
The only 2 left in ours. Shout out to both of you. Kent Davies, Drug Monkey RX.
Yeah, he was a Drug Monkey RX, was a big finisher a couple years ago before I started stinking up the joint. And congratulations to Dabby Cab and everyone in the comments section who had Tennessee last week. Wasn't easy. If you watched the game, maybe you were sweating, but if you went to sleep and woke up and looked at the final score, you cashed. Very, very, very nice to everyone who did that last week in the comment section.
Pete, can I put something in your tickler file?
I'm sorry?
I'm going to put this in your tickler file. Pete. I have my best bet of the month in Major League Baseball today.
I'll predict right now what it is.
Okay.
Oakland as a home dog. Is that what it is?
Oakland A's it is, Pete. Come on,
yeah.
Pete.
Really?
Last 3 games in Oakland, reverse line move.
Yeah.
Come on. Oakland is a smash spot today. I love the Oakland A's today and in this series.
Yes. I already bet that. I also bet Spence over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money, which is a little bit surprising. Maybe someone knows something that I don't know. But if they do, chances are Sharpie knows it. And thank God he's in the comments section. Here we go. Here we go. Raise team total under 3.5. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's going to join us for Tigers, the Tigers game in Scooball. So that's going to be very fun
nice
to start off the show.
Very nice. Yes, obviously it's a good start. It's a good spot for school, but his strikeout props are very high. He's not really going deep. I definitely hit Ray's first 5 team total under. That's for damn sure. And Sharpie saying that full game team total. First 5 team total under I took for Tampa Bay. And Sharpie saying that the full game team total under is a good play as well. Oh, he went, yeah, because Ricky Bobby asked them. They know who to ask. They knew who to ask. Yes. Hell yeah. Sharpie's going to join us for the Scooball game. All right. Kong's Clips. Did you know that I am up 75 units in college football? Wow. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Yep. All posted on Twitter as well. Kong's, I think he's hit 4 straight weeks of a 2-unit parlay that he's given out. 4
Really?
weeks consecutively, I believe he's hit of those. So shout out to you, Kongs.
But is that because in week 1 he took some minus 400 favorite to win 75 units, and now for the rest of the college football season you say I'm up 75 units? Is that what he's doing
Luckily
there?
for him, no.
Wow, very impressive, Cons Clips. Because I do that sometimes. I'll take like a minus 5,000 favorite in week 1.
Sure.
To risk 20,000 units to win 75, and if it wins for the rest of the football season, I post that I'm up 75 units in college football. And technically, it's not a lie, but I don't think that's what Con Clips is doing. He has good character and good integrity.
Pete, we made this for just this occasion, Pete. We know how you roll with the juice.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
We know what it is.
No, but yeah.
Pete.
Doing that wouldn't be that's not about the juice. That's about marketing slickness. You know what I'm saying? They do that.
By the way,
be a slick marketer if I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Shout out to Slick Marketing, Pete. 30th birthday for our guy Wine Time Sports today. Happy birthday to Wine Time. September birthday stand up. Happy birthday to you, Wine Time. I already know what my birthday pick to you is, Wine Time.
Yeah.
I'll give Pete some time to think about it, some time to ponder it, but happy birthday to you, Wine Time.
Yes, happy birthday to you, Wine Time. Those are giving birthday picks to guys who already have it all is always the hardest. Those are always the hardest birthday picks to give, but I'm going to give it anyway. All right, let me, Jose, can you take over just a couple seconds while I tweet this out, and then we'll start the show. All right, get into MLB.
Yeah, well, of course. Let's bring on our guests now. I'll bring them on here.
Yes.
It's our very first game we're talking about. Detroit Tigers, Tampa Bay Rays. I'm very excited to hear this man's opinion on any game he speaks about. And he's talking about some good-ass pitchers. The one and only Sharpie's Bets joining the program. Sharpie, hello. Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Good morning. It's freaking, rainy season out here, I guess, in Tennessee. I'm not used to it. So every other fucking hour it's raining.
Yeah, I know that. I was just in Knoxville the other day. Well, I should say last year. And I know that for sure. Sharpie, it's nice to see you here. I'm excited to hear your take on Tariq Skubal here. I am not moving on this game. I'll tell you guys that now. I have 4 plays that I've circled on our card. 2 have already bet, actually. A rare time where I come into the show with 2 bets. But let's talk about the market here real quick. Then we'll pass it over to Sharpie because he is the man with the pitching breakdowns here. First off, we know the kind of situation with the Tigers. They have found themselves in quite a miraculous run here. They are not really firmly in the playoffs right now, but they're in the second wild card spot, tied with the Kansas City Royals. 7-3 their last 10 on a 2-game winning streak. Everything's kind of come together. They're calling up their top pitching prospect, Jackson Jobe. He's going to be in the bullpen, won't be in the rotation. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this shakes out for the Tigers, but it seems like they're in a pretty comfortable spot right now. A game up on the Twins. The Rays don't have much to play for, and you have your fireballer here with Tariq Skubal. So everything's coming up. Tigers, it looks like we're going to get a Kansas City Royals-Tigers first-round matchup, which is going to be interesting. 86% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Tigers in this spot, and 99% of the bets and 97% of the money on the over. And yet, this total has gone down from a 7 to 6.5 here, and it does feel like this has under written all over it here. So, Sharpie, please take it away. Talk about your guy Skubal here. I'm all ears.
Before I get into my breakdown, so all the money's on Skubal, obviously, and the line's not really moving?
The movement for the full game here, we started off at minus 170. We're up to now, I'm going to refresh here. We're up to now minus 187 on the Tigers.
So it is moving
here.
At least. That's nice to see somewhat. But if anything, I think Pepio comes out and tries to match Skubal, and that's what the books might be banking on. But I don't think Skubal gets tore up. So let's go talk Tariq Skubal. He gets the Rays now for the second time this year. We're back in April. Skubal 8. 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 9 punch outs. Now, when we look at their numbers versus left-handed pitching versus over the last 200 plate appearances, we got a team walking less than league average, striking out 24% of the time with a bottom 3 isolated power. So I go check who they've seen just out of shits and giggles, as I know they're the Rays and they suck, but who they've seen the last 30 days because that's their 200 plate appearances. And the only person that I would bet on in that time span is Chris Sanchez. He went 6 innings, no earned runs with 4 strikeouts. The K's don't bother me as he is just a straight sinker baller. And it just shows me that they're not hitting bum lefties, let alone good lefties. And now they get the fucking front runner, Tarek Skubal, for the NL Cy Young or the AL Cy Young. Get the fuck out of here, guys. We have a spot where the Tigers control their own destiny to get in the playoffs. And if they could pick one starter to go out and get that dub, it's this man right here. Now, he has been on a unspecified pitch count, guys, and watching his games and seeing what they are doing with him, I've picked up on it. They're not really letting him go past 90 pitches unless it's to finish an inning. Now, if he finishes an inning at 83 pitches, the 6th inning, they're not bringing him back out for the next inning. That's what I've picked up on, guys. So 6 innings, 90 pitches, that's roughly what we're getting out of this man. And that's fine. Even the time that I bet him and lost his K-prop by 1, he was at 83 pitches, and I knew he wasn't coming back out. But he went his 6 innings, and that's what I allot for, is the amount of batters you're going to see in that time span. So, at the end of the day, guys, we have the Rays, who obviously suck. But we have Skubal, who is in the zone 7% more than league average. That is freaking just drastic how many strikes this dude throws. And when we go look at this lineup, as the lineup is out, we have 7 of the 9 who are worse than league average at zone contact. So you're not going to make contact off a guy who pounds the zone. That's not a good thing. So the key's there. So I go run his pitch mix and I see what I come up with. And I come up with 8.75 on a bad day. Now, I want to back Skubal, and it's his team total or his case. And it may just be an alt parlay of down to 7 or 6 and the team total under. But I need to know this game is going to get in, as it does show thunderstorms in the area, yet it looks by the time of the game, or at least an hour after the game, there is a 3-hour gap, and that means this game should go. Now, the Tigers are home, which means they make the call on when the game starts. I learned that out the hard way in Boston a few years back. Now, I say that because I don't see the Tigers starting a game they need to win with Skubal on a short outing. Now, his outs are not available at the moment, which is an indicator of either his pitch count or the weather. And when we look at the other side at Pepio, it doesn't show his outs either. So that, to me, is more telling of the weather situation here. Now, I'm not a fucking weatherman. I try to do what I can do, and I stray away from the rain. So maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe, I'm going to fucking run myself into a wall. But the team total being 2.5 is just disgusting to me. I want to be on the Rays team total under. So how do I get there? Well, I mean, do I expect them to score 3 runs today? No. But can you ask a guy to be perfect? I would have said yes 3 weeks ago until Noli I was talking, Noli's in the chat. I was talking shit on Bybee, bro, after they're high-fiving him in the dugout and all that. After he gives up 2 runs and goes 5 innings. I'm like, dude, the fucker didn't even do well. He goes, bro, like, that's a great fucking game right there to only give up 2 runs. Like, come on, man. You got to, to ask somebody to be perfect is insane. So I've now took that into my capping, because if you don't listen to smart people, you're a fucking jackass. And it is what it is, guys. So I took a full unit. We're going minus 140 on a same game parlay. 6+ strikeouts, team total of the Rays under 3.5, alted on both of them, because I don't want to ask Skubal to do more than 1 per inning. I know he's going 6 innings. I know it's a Rays. I know they suck, but I'm not trying to get freaking old dickety fucked around on that pitch count. Now, if they pop him early for a run or 2, I will be live betting the Rays team total under again. As, like I said, they haven't been hitting bomb lefties. Now they get the best lefty in baseball, who, like I said, lives in the zone. And the only 2 guys that can hit in the zone is Diaz. Yeah, we know Diaz is good, but he's been playing hurt. And then DeLuca. So at the end of the day, this is a prime matchup for Skubal, and I'm looking to back him here.
Beautiful. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I thought, except at a much less sophisticated level. Yeah, I mean, I Skubal has obviously not been going deep, but pitching excellently. So I definitely bet under 1.5 earned runs from him, and not yet the Tampa Bay first 5 team total under, but yeah, definitely am leaning that way. I was thinking about no run in the first as well. What's your take on Pepio? I mean, he's coming off an awesome 6-inning, 12 strikeout start, of course. You think he'll be basically just as good as we would expect at any point this year, Sharpie, from him?
I'm not a big Pepio guy, but something that I did pick up on him while I was listening to a game one day is he throws his fastball, and he has the best fastball, I guess, like batting average against. So that's something I would look at on how does Detroit hit a fastball if I really like.
Yeah.
But that's the way I look into things. And no run first inning the other day. Noli brought up a crazy thing too. I mean, I talk baseball with him every day on the phone. So sorry if I fucking say his name, but no run first inning may be the most psychotic, craziest, dumbest bet in all of baseball. This is the only time you're projected to see the top 3 batters on both teams. And we want to fucking roll the dice versus the top 3. I'm not saying that people can't be profitable and stuff, but like he made a real good. It's like, bro, it's the only time you are guaranteed to see the best batters in both lineups.
Yes.
And we're over here going under on them. Like, fuck. Then we brought up, wonder what was no run second inning. Wonder what that hits at. It's just something that I pay attention to.
I agree with you, Sharpie. But right now, overall, in my picks in the shows, I'm at a nice profit right now overall. And if it weren't for those run in the first inning props, I think I'd actually be down. I think it's all for. But you're absolutely right. I tend to take a few more yes run in the first than no's. But in a game like this, 2 quality pitchers, early start. Yeah, absolutely. You're facing the top 3 hitters of both lineups for sure. And that is, factored into everything. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you.
What is the Rays team total first 5, bro? Is it a 1?
No, it's a 1.5. It's 1.5, quite juiced. But to start with, I will make official.
That would be better than Skubal's team total under 1.5, because Skubal's going 6 more than likely. And that way you're getting a 1.5 at 5. I mean, you're getting an inning cut out there.
Yeah.
I've got that at minus 175. I don't know about you guys.
Oof.
Which one?
The first 5 team total for the Rays under.
Yeah.
Oof.
Let me see what it is at.
That's super.
After all this breakdown, I wasn't going to move on this game. I'm going to take a first 5 under here. Under 3. It's going to make me sweat. It's going to make me hope that both these guys are perfect, sure. But I think the Tigers will be gripping their bats a little bit. Pepio is a good enough pitcher. Skubal dominates. First 5 under 3, even money will be official for me.
And I believe
I'm getting a good line here at Caesars. So I'll take Skubal under 1.5 earned runs minus 142 at Caesars. That's a nice off-market line. It's like 160 everywhere else. So that matters as well, of course. Yeah, let's see what people in the comments section have to say here. Gosh, Noli and fucking Sharpie phone calls about baseball betting. If there's ever a phone call that I would like to have bugged and listened to and put on the archives, it's that. That must.
That's a good point.
We can't do that one, bro, because we just gonna leave it at that. It is. We learned from Donald Trump, man. You don't text, okay? Because you can get in trouble with text. You talk.
That's right.
Because it cannot be freaking used against you.
Man, would I love to be privy to those convos. All right, let's see. Nasty Nate likes Skubal over 7.5 strikeouts and Torkelson to get a hit plus 250. Nate Dog 420 likes Skubal over strikeouts. Go ahead.
And Noli's right. I probably should just double up in this game. First 5 in full game, because these bullpens both are solid here, and the Rays, or not the Rays, excuse me, the Tigers felt like they've leaned on their bullpen heavily to get here to where they are now. So I might be adding a full game as well. So Noli, you definitely have a good point there. By the way, for those interested or those wondering, from the 15th of August to the 24th of September, Tigers bullpen 2.41 ERA, second best in baseball. Tampa Bay Scroll. 11th, 333. So both very good. And the Tigers bullpen has the highest WAR, tied for the highest WAR in that period as well.
Yeah, man, it's so tempting just to take Detroit first 5 as well. Shopping around for the best line, obviously, you probably get 190 somewhere. Might be a sucker play though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna add both. Noli, don't worry, I'm not attributing the double up to you, but you're right. The bullpens here are both good. And all the money on the over 99 and 99, and we're still going down to the 6.5. It just feels like a challenge kind of.
I could see 2-1 though after 5, and then the under hitting though, and you'd be sitting there pissed because you push.
If I push on a first 5 under 3, I feel like that would be okay, especially if I have the full game. So I agree wholeheartedly. I'm going doubling up here, Noli. So I'll be thinking about both of you guys a lot tonight. I can't wait. First 5 under. And 3 is even money, and full game under 6.5 is minus 118, I believe. So that'll be fun.
Gosh, there's so many wager detective value with the Tigers. Noli knows in the comments section. So great. Yeah, I mean, leaning under, the Tampa Bay first 5 team total under, which is almost the same as Scooble's earn run prop. Leaning Detroit first 5, leaning full game under, all of that. Maybe I will add on another one, but I guess for now I'll just stick with one. All right, so we move on, Jose. What do you think?
Yes, and by the way, full game under is even money as well. I was looking at the over, so even money 6.5 as well. Sharpie, I love when you come onto the program and talk pitchers with us. It's very illuminating, and it helps us out very much here. So thank you very much for joining us when you can.
I appreciate it. I actually did this giant write-up thinking it was going to go on my show today, and then I realized, oh, shit, that game goes off early. We need to get it out. So I appreciate I got a place that I can come drop it off to. Hopefully we cash some tickets.
Of course.
So
of
great,
course. And
Sharpie.
yes, it's going to be great. And a reminder, like Sharpie said, this game, if it does get delayed, the Tigers pick when this game starts. So they're not going to start and stop with their best pitcher on the mound, like Sharpie said. So they're going to wait and let Scooble have like the best opportunity to pitch for a while in this.
Well, you got to bring up past memories, okay? Alex Cora started a game, okay, knowing it was going to pour rain for 2 fucking hours, but also knowing that Ohtani would be out the game after the first inning because there was going to be a 4-hour fucking wait. So he starts the game in the rain, and that's how I found out that the home team has control of if the game goes.
Okay, there you go. That's hilarious.
Real. In the meantime, I'm looking at all these comments that I didn't catch at the start of the show. The play of the day from Ron Crop, the MLB underdog play of the day is Miami. What do you think about that, Jose Bouquett?
Say whatever you're saying again, Pete.
That's a big line for a spoiler game, against a team that Minnesota needs it, not an elite team going up against a shitty team in the spoiler role. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was definitely thinking Miami or nothing. I haven't bet that one yet. Huge shout out to Sharpie. All right, I'm just going to take one play as of right now. Scooble under 1.5 earned runs, minus 142 at Caesars. And I guess we'll just leave it at that. Other comments here. Amy Ling, the Braves are not beating the Mets. That's what I was thinking as well, although Severino is significantly less good on the road. But yeah, I think the Mets as a dog is worth a play as well.
Funny, I like the Braves in that.
Oh, do you? All right. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yes, we will.
Glancing at the comment section, and then we will just want to make sure I didn't miss too much. Of course, I missed some shit. Wager Detective says, Jose, you said you'd give me a follow on Twitter. LOL. Look, Jose's a celebrity.
Sorry,
you know what I mean? He's,
Wager,
people are always asking for shit, and he's always like, yeah, buddy. Sure. And then
exactly, yeah. Wager, I forgot. I apologize.
No, I'm just kidding. Jose Bouquett, follow him.
Wager, drop your thing there. Your ad here again. I'll follow you right now. Apologies. This next game is very interesting to me, Pete. Because I'm 1-1 this year.
Go ahead.
I'm 1-1 this year, fading teams after clinching. I bet against the Guardians the day after they clinched. They lost, or they won, excuse me. And I forgot who the first one was already. Phillies clinched yesterday. They, feeling good. They're partying the whole thing. Now we've got Tanner Banks opening for Taijuan Walker. I kind of want to fade the Phillies here again. What do you think here, Pete?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Wager Detective. Can I get a follow? Of course, Wager Detective. I'm not like Jose. I'm just a relaxed guy. Of course. Yes, for sure. Definitely. Fernando Mendoza, what was Ron's bet? Dog of the day, not necessarily play of the day. Dog of the day was Miami as a massive underdog there. Okay. Yeah, so this one, yes. Of course, Philly clinched last night. And, on the field, they were all chilled out. Then they went into the clubhouse. They started going absolutely nuts. They had a borderline freak off in the clubhouse after they clinched the division. Have you been
reading the Diddy files, Pete? Have you been reading the Diddy files?
Yeah, that's why I'm behind on my MLB research, because instead of looking at Logan Webb last night, I was watching Jaguar Wright, finding whatever I could find.
How many bottles of lube? How many bottles?
A lot. I'm trying. I want to hold a freak off, and I can't find any. I can't find a good source for Tusi. I need some Tusi for 25 to 30 people. Can't find it anywhere. So yeah,
fair enough. Let us know in the chat if you guys can help us out.
Yeah, thank you. And if any of you want to come, maybe I'll follow you on Twitter. I'm not inviting you to my freak off though. Sorry, Wager Detective. All right.
You have to get, levels. There's levels to this way.
Cubs, Philly, Banks, of course, it's going to be a bullpen game for Philly. I was thinking that Banks, over 1.5 strikeouts at big plus money might be worth a shot. He could get 2 in the first inning. He might go 2 innings. And then of course, the question is Steele, tendonitis. His first appearance back was not good. He had, gave up walks. It was short. It just wasn't that good. So, that makes me concerned to take the Cubs as a favorite here. But yeah, the play has got to be the Cubs. There's no way I'm not going to take it. Also leaning Cubs team total over. Steele's a big question mark that I'm going to ignore for now. But yeah, definitely the Cubs has to be a play here, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the market really hasn't indicated much movement, which is the scariest part for me. It's basically the only reason why I'm not on it as of now. Again, I just think the Cubs, they're not playing for anything, and I just think those Philly hangovers will be interesting to see what we're going to get from them as a good lefty. And Steele numbers against lefties in the month here for Philadelphia, they're 8th best, 114 weighted runs created plus, so that's a little worrisome. And as for the market here, we have 55% of the bets and 57% of the money on the Phillies here. And for the total, 73% of the bet, 76% of the money on the over. And we're getting Taijuan Walker in this game as a reminder for people. He's the primary. He's not been good all year. But we have had this line go from an 8.5 to an 8. So it just feels like the Phillies bats aren't going to be there. But am I going to trust the Cubs bats, who in the last month here against righties, they're 3rd best, 124 weighted runs created plus. So I feel like it just has to be Cubs, I guess. So full game Cubs will be on my card.
All right, and I will take at Pinnacle Cubs -1 plus 108. Cubs -1 plus 108. And I also would like to, thinking about taking just the Cubs team total over or something, maybe getting down to 4. But I guess I'll hold off on that one for now. But yeah, no brainer play on the Cubs -1 plus 108. Current line Pinnacle. And I guess we'll move on.
I'm getting money line -124 real quick, but yeah, I'm good to move on.
Yeah. And then, Philly Eagle Flyer says leaning over in the Phillies, which I am as well, which is why, Kelly McKinnon is saying Phillies are still playing for something, home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Absolutely. Still, they had a big fucking borderline freak off in the clubhouse yesterday when they won the division. And that matters. You know what I mean? And it could lose. Yeah. But, at -200, I wouldn't take it. Oh, I would, but most people wouldn't. Plus 108, though, I'm definitely going to take it. Cubs -1.
And I'm 1-1 on these bets so far this year, so we'll see how it keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Huge shout out to everyone in the comments section making this such a great show. Philly Friedrich, Mally, Mal, Philly Eagle Flyer, Kelly McGinnis, fucking Sharpie, Ed Noli knows. Oh, man. All right, let's move on. Next game on the card, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Now, Cleveland's playing for something, and Cincinnati, a bit of a spoiler, right? Cleveland, they've won the American League Central already, but they are still playing for something just like.
No,
I'm sorry.
I think they're good, Pete. I honestly I don't know if they're playing for anything like. I think they're pretty locked into their place. They're 5 games up on the Astros.
Are they?
They've won the division. Yeah, I think.
Aren't they
I
playing
think
for a bye or no?
They're 5 games up on the Astros, so they basically got that shit locked up. To be honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I don't think they're playing for much. Now there's a change of cap, maybe not, but
all right. I was under the impression that they were still playing for something. I could be wrong. It's Junis against Bybee. Junis, of course, awesome September. Is he going to be awesome here again? Not sure. And then Cincinnati fired their manager, so that matters. Cincinnati a big dog here. Bybee been solid in September, giving up a couple each start, but very solid. And I was thinking at the line, I was thinking Cincinnati at least first 5, if not full game. Just a bet on Junis to continue to be good. Cincinnati have a little bit of life to them and getting a nice dog line. What do you think, Jose Bouquett?
I stayed off this game. I'd probably lean Reds with the new manager bounce there, but I just didn't have much on this game. Big Fat Paulie saying he likes the under 8. I wouldn't hate that either. But no action for me here to keep it short and sweet. And I'll tell you guys the market in this real quick. 86% of the bets, 75% of the money on the Guardians here. We have gone from a minus 157 down to minus 152 at Bet Online. So that's very interesting. It was down to minus 148 at one point. We have 98% of the bets and money on the over in this game. And we've gone from a 7.5 to an 8 here. Juice to the under still, but we have gone up from 7.5 to 8. So no action here, but there is these market information for you guys.
All right. Yeah. Let me see what I got so many things open here. So much shit. All right. I guess I'll close the Tampa Bay Pinnacle page. I really want to take Cincinnati, but maybe I shouldn't. I'll probably have a bet on that. I guess I'll pass as far as an official play is concerned. Right, Jose?
Sure. And that'll be your quiet bet you make.
Yeah. And also Junis over 3.5 strikeouts. I kind of like that as well. And 4.5 hits. I think Junis is going to go, a bit deep and get strikeouts and hits. And I got to decide what I want to do here. Junis, I think, is for real, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been 4-0 forever. I forgot who said it, or I think Mally Mal said it, but he's been 4-0 this whole season, it seems like. It's not bad, but he's going to get another job next year.
All right, I guess I will hold off for now, but strong leans to Junis over 3.5 strikeouts and over 4.5 hits. I'll hold off as far as an official play is concerned. All right, next game, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. Milwaukee clinched the Central last week, and then they slumped for a bunch of games to Arizona. Came back and won their last one. And now we got Myers against Falter. Last 2 starts a little less good, but overall he's been pretty solid. Falter, not awesome, but not bad overall. And at the line, I didn't bet it again, but at the line, like in Pittsburgh as a home dog, and definitely leaning under 8 for sure.
Yeah, I leaned Pittsburgh as well. The Brewers kind of in the same spot the Guardians are in. They're not really playing for anything here. 89 wins. For them, they, I guess how much 10 more basically than the Cubs. So they're fine there. We're kind of locked into the 3 seed. So they're going to play whoever is the last wild card spot, which will always be very interesting to watch there. But yeah, I've got no action. I don't trust Bailey Falter enough and the Brewers numbers against lefties in this month here. Let's scroll. 18th, 75 weighted runs created plus against them. So not good there. 74% of the bets, 66% of the money on the Crew here. And we've gone from minus 138 and have not moved from that minus 138 at Bet Online. It's gone up and down a little bit, but it's come right back to that minus 138 there. And 68% of the bets, 69% of the money on the over. We've gone from an 8.5 to an 8 here. So maybe an under love, but still no action here for me.
Okay. And you know what? I will take Cincinnati first 5 plus 125 at Pinnacle. Someone in the comment section I just caught, said that the line was moving in that direction, and I can't not take it. I'll give it the Bet Online. Bet Online has plus 125. We'll give them the shout out for that. I can't not take it.
That's a good note. Yeah, it's big line movement there. Shout out to you,
Let's
Fernando.
see. Yeah, who was? Oh yeah, shout out Fernando Mendoza, who also likes the Brewers -1.5. Okay. Yeah, I definitely like the under here. Myers and Falter. What do you think about that, Jose Bouquett?
I lean that way because all the more bets and money on the over, and we've gone from 8.5 to 8. So I typically lean unders in those scenarios for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take a shot with that here. I'll take Milwaukee Pitt under 8 -110. Current line at Pinnacle. Milwaukee Pitt under 8 -110. Quickly glance around, see if yeah. All right, I'll take that. Looks like that's the best line right now.
Pete, random question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you still bet baseball on the days that you're not doing the show, right? Or do you just leave it out and you're just focused on soccer?
I give it a once over, and if there's something I'm auto betting someone who I think is, or some situation where I think is systematically undervalued, then I will bet that. Look into it, make sure I'm not missing something, and bet that. And if I have time, I will dig deeper. But yeah, I skipped some baseball games. I'm sorry,
but you're a busy man that doesn't have much time.
Yeah. But also at this point in the season, there's all sorts of weird stuff. People pitching longer than expected, shorter than expected. No, I still bet baseball. Sure, not as intensely as July, though, for sure.
Fair enough.
For sure. Okay, and then let's see. All right, I'm going to take the under on that one, under 8. Lean first 5 under as well. And the Myers strikeout number is low, but yeah, there's rain here, so it could people could get, and I like Falter under 2.5 earned runs also at about -111 or so. But Fernando Mendoza likes the Brewers -1.5. All right, let's move on. Jose Bouquett. Here we go. KC Washington, Ragans against Parker. KC is in the playoff hunt, but they are really slumping, right? Not scoring at all, and Washington also losing. Now you got Ragans against Parker. Ragans, 3 excellent, awesome starts in September, and Parker got pounded in his last start, but he has pretty stark home road splits, way less bad at home. Actually, he's good at home. And I did bet his strikeout prop over 4.5 at plus money. Wasn't exactly sure why it was that low, but I did bet that one. Definitely leaning Washington at the line, despite Ragans versus Parker as a starting matchup. But, Casey really slumping. They definitely need to win here. But Washington playing spoiler, playing out the string. They're at home, getting a big dog line. Lean Washington. And I did bet Parker over 4.5 strikeouts, and I think I'll make that official. What's your take on this one, Jose?
Shout out to Lamont joining us late here, but his max bet is Scooble over 6Ks. Nice job there, Lamont. Welcome in. For this game, I'm off just because the Royals have been so bad recently. 3-7 their last 10, 2-8 their last 10. A 7-game losing streak they're on right now. And yet the Twins do not want this playoff spot. The Twins have been horrible this whole year. Well, not this whole year, but they've been horrible in this last 2 months. And they've kind of thrown this big playoff lead away. And the Royals are definitely still fighting for the playoffs. But I don't trust the Twins to win, and I don't trust the Royals to hit. So I've ultimately stayed off here. I like Mitchell Parker a lot, and I've said many times this year, I think the Nationals will be a bet-on team next year. I love what the Nationals are building over there. I like Mitchell Parker. I lean Nationals at this price for sure. I just didn't want to go up against a desperate team going for a playoff spot compared to a team that is just kind of playing out the string. I'll mention Royals against lefties this month. The very worst team. 124 at-bats, 24 weighted runs created plus against lefties this month. Horrible. 78% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Royals here. Opened up at -145, is up to -164 at BetOnline. So I'll respect the movement. Totals-wise here real quick, we have 98% of the bets, 97% of the money on the over. We've gone from an 8 to a 7.5.
Yeah.
Which is admittedly interesting for me to take it under. I will write down that under here real quick, but I just don't know how the Royals score a shitload of runs here against the lefty that they've been so bad against this whole month. And and we have the best pitcher on the Royals and the Nationals against lefties this month. Pretty good, 13th, but still 95 weighted runs created plus, 5% below average, and this is a good lefty. So, I don't know.
All right, well, I'm definitely going to take Parker over 4.5 strikeouts, plus 132 at Pinnacle. We'll see where it closes. Don't love the line moving against me, but I'll take it. Parker over 4.5 strikeouts, plus 132 at Pinnacle. And also, I quoted the wrong line from Milwaukee-Pittsburgh. 110 was on the over. The under 8 was minus 102 at Pinnacle. So that's the line that I'm going to take there for Milwaukee-Pittsburgh. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move officially on this under. I just would be surprised if this got over. Now, I should look at bullpen ranks here. And I told myself I'm not going to bet first fives because I've been horrible first five this year. Just my first five, and I keep track of them, luckily, on my spreadsheet. And I have my record of them all year, and it's just been bad. Kansas City Royals, 4.37 ERA in the last 15th of 24. So a little month plus. And for Washington here, they are 18th. So I think I'm going to move on a first five under here, Pete. And I don't like saying that out loud. I might have to check what the first five line movement has been, but I'm going to move on an under here, Pete. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I was definitely leaning first five under as well. And I was also, also leaning.
It was a 4, and now it's a 3.5 here, Pete. Yeah. So I'm going to move on it officially. Even money here again, 3.5, first five under.
Jerry Davis backing Ragans and Royals and the under. Yeah, I mean, I like the under for sure. First five under.
And Pete, I don't know if you know this. I'm down 5 units on the year. I am desperately trying to become a winning capper in the baseball season. This is my 3rd season here. Both of my last 2 were losing seasons in much different fashions. And I've been grinding my fucking ass off. And this is the last week in the regular season. And I need it bad here, Pete. I need winning weeks here. So I'm being a little more cautious than usual. But God damn it, do we need it, Pete?
Yes, you can do it. Look inside of Jose and find the winning plays, not the sucker plays. All right. Okay. I'll just take a Parker strikeout props over. Lean under, lean first five under, lean Washington at the line, and let's move on, okay?
Let us move
Baltimore
on.
and Yankees is the next game on the card. Kramer against Schmidt. And, Baltimore been slumping recently. Yanks returning from West Coast. They're winning. They are looking to clinch the division here. And they still haven't clinched it yet. Obviously, they're a big favorite here, coming back from the West Coast. And Baltimore in general is usually a formidable team. And, Kramer still getting his strikeouts. He got hit in his last start. Schmidt very solid, though. And it feels like even at 150 or so, the Yankees are worth a play. And I also would lean under 8.5 as well and lean Baltimore team total under 2. But I'm not sure if I'm misreading it. But, the Yankees have good mojo right now. They're coming back. And this should be when they win the division.
Yeah, I stayed off this game. I think the Yankees probably win. They're feeling good about themselves. And this is that easy motivation spot. Kill the team while you have the chance. 91% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Yankees, though. We've gone from minus 150 to minus 155. So slight movement up, but not enough to get me there. And 82% of the bets, 83% of the money on the over. I probably lean over in this game as well. But we've gone from an 8.5 to an 8 here at Bet Online. Still showing 8.5 at other places, but it's just a very interesting game to try to break down here. But no action here for me. And yes, they clinched a playoff berth, but they have to clinch the division here as well.
Which is important, right? Or no?
Yeah, no. I think that's more important than the playoffs for them because they haven't won the division. They didn't win the division last year. So I think it's a bigger deal.
I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to take a Baltimore team total under. Right now, 3.5 minus 103 at Pinnacle. I'll shop around, see if I can get a better one. But 3.5 minus 103 at Pinnacle. I will take that one. Baltimore team total under. Kind of combines my statistical lean to the under and to the Yankees. And I'll shop around while we're doing the next segment, but I'll make that official. And I also lean Schmidt over 5.5 strikeouts at like minus 125 or so. But I'll hold off on that one. All right, you ready, Jose? You want to move on?
I'm muted.
Ready, Jose?
Yes.
You there? There, baby?
Yes, I'm
right.
here. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let me see if anyone else had anything to say about it. Big fat Paulie, Hard Rock Yankees boost minus 115. Scary, yeah. Rob Free likes the Yankees. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm watching The Sopranos for the first time right now, and I can really picture Big Fat Paulie right now. Like I've got a really good image of him now that I'm watching The Sopranos. So shout out to you, Paulie.
Yeah, maybe I should have escaped the bullpen and just take Baltimore first 5 team total. I don't know. I'll just stick with the full game. All right. Next game on the card, Boston-Toronto. Bayo against Francis, who continues to be excellent, if not quite what he was in August. But I expect, of course, Boston won yesterday. Toronto struggling offensively. Bayo off of 2 nice road starts. Last one, he got a bunch of Ks. And, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I'd be leaning Toronto first 5, despite their offensive struggles. I'd be leaning under. Bets I made were just more Francis bets, which I've kind of been This is a perfect example, Jose Bouquett, of a situation that I would bet on a day when we're not doing the show. If I see Francis is there, do a little bit more of a deep dive, and if everything looks copacetic, bet his earn runs prop under, his outs prop over. And I did bet all those. I bet under 2.5 earned runs for Francis at minus 150. I did bet over 17.5 outs at minus 200, and I love it. And I took a small shot with under 4.5 hits as well at plus money for Francis. Lean Toronto and lean under. What do you think, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, fascinating game with Francis. I tend to lean to fading him here today, Pete, if I'm going to be honest.
Why is that?
He's had about a month plus a little bit now of successful starts. Sure. Hasn't faced any of those. Actually, he faced the Angels in a sandwich spot 2 of 3 games. It's the Angels, though. Really bad team. He faced the Red Sox on the 29th, a little under a month ago now. 7 innings, 1 hit, 5 Ks. It just feels like there has to be some, not even regression, but like I believe in, reckoning coming for him here. There's going to be tape on him, how they pitched him. And, and this is top form bout in Francis here. Maybe he's a little tired compared to what he was then. He's at, and let me look right now, 98 pitches right now. His previous career high, 36. So maybe a little fatigue, but I stayed off, admittedly. I didn't want to try to trifle with Bowden here, and this will be his second appearance against the Red Sox. His other one was a relief appearance. On market in this game, 70% of the bets, 58% of the money on Toronto here. Slight movement to the Red Sox. Minus 125 opener is now minus 120. So I kind of lean Boston, but the Red Sox have not been able to put together 2 consecutive good games in a row in what feels like forever. So I leaned under. I think both these guys can pitch well, and I leaned under for most games now, if we're going to be honest, but I lean Red Sox as well, but I'm going to stay off this one. Oh, it's nice to see, actually. I just noticed Noli No's putting the skull and crossbones in this game, so perhaps another under in general in this game. But I just thought Bowden might get touched up here in that little, kind of seeing him again spot, but I'm not enough confident enough to bet it, I'll tell you that.
Does Boston have the home run hitters to get to him? Because that's his vulnerability.
No, they do not. I can tell you that they've been hot recently. Like Tristan Costas hitting 3 home runs in 1 game recently was awesome, but I don't think so. No.
That was a snap no from Jose Bouquett there. There we go. Mal faded about. Yeah, look, obviously at some point it's going to be profitable to time, a bad start from him.
And overall, we're at the point where it's 1, maybe 2 starts left in his season. So like if you're worried about the fatigue factor, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. So I could see him coming and not really like the fatigue not being as big of a factor here now that we're like 2 seconds away from being the season over.
Yeah, and also, Boston won yesterday. They got a bunch of walks. Someone like Bowden, yes, absolutely. I'll tell you this, and I'm not telling anyone what to do here, even though that's the exact point of this show, I guess. No, we're all telling each other what to do. His last start of the season, that's a stay away. No question about that for me. I can tell you right now. I'm not going to fade him, but that's going to be a stay away. But here,
Why do you think that?
I will. Go ahead.
Why do you think that?
Because weird, quirky stuff happens. I've anecdotally, statistically. I'm not saying he won't come in and, if he has a good start here, won't come in and have another great start again in his last start. But I tend to bet baseball right up until like the last day or two, and then I kind of just and when it comes to pitchers like Bowden, their last start of the season, I will usually just. And if I'm leaving money on the table, that's fine. I'll usually just ignore it.
Okay, fair enough. Just wondered.
Because quirky things do tend to happen. But here, I will take it. I will take Francis over 17.5 outs just to get another little nice 6-inning start. Minus 194 at Pinnacle. That's a big favorite line there, but not too big for me. I will take that. I'll make that official. Definitely leaning under 2.5 earned runs, but you're right. Maybe I shouldn't double up on this spot, but I'm gonna take at least one though.
All right, beautiful.
Looking around. What are people while I do a little bit of last second shopping here? What are people saying in the comment section about this game? Especially Noli knows. What's he saying? Well, he already said it.
Yeah, he has the under there. Mally likes the Red Sox here today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Dogg likes Bowden K's. And Joey B asking if that's Quentin Tarantino on the left.
I used to get that all the time. In Costa Rica, there were guys who couldn't eat. They would look at me. They'd go, Quentin. I'm like, yeah, and Quentin Tarantino. I saw him once in the airport in Austin. And I was like, man, I should meet him because I know if he met me. Because you respect. It's like mirroring. You respond to people who are like Lou. Like if you met someone who was exactly like Jose Bouquett, you would like that person a lot. So
yeah.
Like, man,
or Pete, the exact opposite could happen, and you could hate that person. You're like, wow, this person's he's on my corner.
Yeah,
what
that
the
would
hell?
be even better. I should probably look into a Quentin impression somehow. I don't know. I don't really like impressions.
I'd like that.
All right, 17.5 minus 194 Pinnacle. I'll make that official. Whew. I hope I'm not leaving money on the table. Definitely like the under 2. Although that is kind of weird. Bowden France has been doing what he's been doing, and they're hanging a 2.5 earned runs number on him, aren't they? A little odd, right?
I think that's low. That's low as hell.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I like. I bet it. I bet the under 2.5 earned runs, and but I guess I'll just take the outs prop. Let's look at the comment section, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Yeah, and Mally Mal talking about a strikeout line. Yeah, that's one, I think, 2 games ago where we had 1 strikeout. I think that's the only real bad loss I've suffered auto betting Francis so far this year. All right. Let's move on. Yeah, Mally Mal, they go, Quentin. All right. And then I would tell them my real name, Peter, and then they would go, Peter Sellers. Yeah, Peter Sellers. That's right. Was his name. I'm sorry, Jose Bouquett. This is indirectly.
No, these are good stories. Yeah, you're like, yep, that's a person's name. That's a person's name.
I only got how many more years I got to live? 40. If I get labeled racist, fine. I'll take it. All right. Let's move on. Mets. Here we go. Mets Atlanta. Earlier in the show, I don't remember who it was. Someone said,
BJ.
Yeah, no way Mets are losing to Atlanta. And then Jose Bouquett chimed in. I like Atlanta. Mets are a dog here. Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, BJ's best bet was Atlanta. Sorry. Yeah, that was his best bet of the day here.
I forgot who it was. It was am I lying? The Braves are not beating the Mets. Mets are a dog, right? Severino off of 2 so-so starts against Philly. I think we can give him a pass on that. Before that, he'd been generally good, but much better numbers at home, which you would expect. Now, though, he's going against Atlanta, which not a tough assignment this year. And then you got Schwellenbach off a strong start at Cincinnati. Overall, very solid, better than average. And yeah, I didn't bet this one, but I was definitely thinking Mets as a dog would be the play. Oh, sorry. I did actually bet Schwellenbach over 1.5 earned runs, like minus 170. I mean, he could come in and have a shutout start.
1.5 is nuts.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. You got Bowden at 2.5, and you're like, well, that's pretty low. Okay, now you got Schwellenbach at 1.5. I mean, the 1.5 is highly juiced to the over, and the Bowden line, Francis line is juiced to the under. But still, I would have expected a 1.5 heavily juiced to the over for Francis instead. So I did bet that one. Lean Mets as a dog. I did make a small bet on Schwellenbach over 1.5 earned runs. Yeah, Mets, right? They might get Lindor back, but his replacement has been better. Maybe if Lindor is back, I wouldn't want to take the Mets, but Mets as a dog, why not?
Yeah, so give me the Braves. I like the Braves here in a desperation spot. The Braves have been in the playoffs for I don't know how many consecutive years now. It's been a long time since they've missed the playoffs, and the Mets are a franchise, Pete, and you know this well since you're boots on the ground over there.
Mm-hmm.
Assholes pucker up. They clinch, they get nervous, and the big bad Braves are always lurking. And I admittedly, I have the Braves. Some might not make the playoffs. I bet it like 2 months ago at this point. And the Braves need a sweep here. And I think they win tonight, and assholes start to pucker in Queens. And it's going to get real nervous. It's going to be very fun to watch. But I think they lose tonight. Luis Severino, who has been solid all year. I looked up his starts against the Braves here. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs in both his starts this year. 3-2 wins, by the way, and a 4-3 win. So, the point of this, I think this game's going to be close. I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be a fun game. And I'll mention the market. 20% of the bets, 70% of the money on the Mets here, Pete. You think that's sharp action? But the books spit in the face of that sharp action, Pete. They spit on it. They say, I don't care. Minus 125 for the Braves opener. It got up to minus 140. So, you can make that note, but down to minus 135 now. I still think that the Braves are live here. I still think they win this ball game and make things very interesting tomorrow. Now, they need a sweep, like I said. I think the Mets do win one of these games, but not today here. So I think the Braves win.
Yeah. Yeah, that is wow. Yeah, the market hasn't really moved the line in a way that would make you think that the Mets are a good dog, have they? Has it?
No, and that's it's a tight game. I think it's going to be a 1-run game, and it's going to come down to whose bullpen pitches better. And the Mets probably have the better bullpen. I'm not sure here. Let's look at the last month. Braves 3.25, Mets 3.63. So they're very close to each other and bullpen quality. And who's available in the bullpen? Great question. Mets, day off yesterday, and Braves, day off yesterday. So everyone should be available. This is as playoff as it's going to get right now. This is one of the very few games this week. And obviously series that is going to have big playoff feel here. We'll talk about another one later on the card as well. So, I mean, all this being said, probably should lean under because once the playoff comes, it's hilarious to me, Pete, after betting the playoffs for 2 years now, it's like the first weekend we'll see like 6 we'll see like 8, 7.5. And then for the rest of the postseason, it's 6.5 for the whole thing. Now we're getting an 8 here. And it feels like this is like a first weekend of the playoffs kind of thing. You bet the unders because all the pitchers are going to lock in, et cetera, et cetera. So I lean under. Best bullpens and best bullpen pieces will be going here today as well, most likely. So, it's tight bullpen wise. It's a tight game. I lean Braves. I think I'll move on them. Does it make me feel good that I'm moving on a favorite and I think it's going to be a tight game? No, but I do like the Braves.
Yeah. I think the Mets, how's the Mets bullpen here? It's all right, right?
Yeah, I think these bullpens are very, very tight, very close. And Jerry, I think it's Jay Davis right there saying the Mets have a better bullpen last 14 days.
Right.
So, I have the little over a month split there. I'll switch it real quick just to see. Just the month of September, bullpen ERAs, Cleveland 1.30, by the way, ridiculous. For both of these squads here, the Mets have a 15th 377 bullpen, a 375 FIP, or excuse me, 275 FIP. So that number is going to come down, it seems. And the Braves, 307 and a 305 FIP. So again, it's all very close, it seems like to me.
All right, I'll take a shot with it. I'll take the Mets money line plus 124, Pinnacle and Bet Online. I'll take it. Mets plus 124, Bet Online. Yeah. Interesting game, interesting market. Let me glance at what the comments section has to say here. Yeah, am I lying? Says better everything.
I wouldn't say lineup. I'll tell you that. Minus, I'm gonna have to eat the juice here if I want to bet the Braves. Minus 135 now, so I probably am gonna stay off. I don't like laying that big of a juice, but I do think Braves win.
Jerry Davis posting at Sharpie the under strikeouts against the Padres, and Houston should be daily bets. Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Old E, by the way, on the job site listening to us. Shout out to you, Old E.
right on. Oh, odds Sharpie. Wow, look at this. He's leaning heavily on Webb under 4.5 strikeouts, Gilbert under 5.5, and Valdez under 6.5. Wow. Yeah. Valdez. Wow. All right. Well, we'll talk about that game. All right. Let's move. Shout out to Sharpie. All right. Let's move on to the next game. Angels and White Sox. White Sox a small dog here. White Sox historically awful. Angels just sort of standard level awful. Cannon against Kochanowicz. And they both faced each other last time. Cannon gave up a bunch of runs. Kochanowicz, had an excellent start. And I was thinking that the White Sox, as a home dog, would have a little bit of value. My numbers indicated that, and I probably will bet it.
Fuck yeah, Pete. Come on. 120 losses. Fuck them. It doesn't matter. We're on the White Sox today, Pete.
Yeah.
And I've said this has been a constant theme throughout the whole year. Well, I guess to half the year probably is more accurate. There's only 3 guys on the pitcher on the White Sox that I want to back here. Drew Thorpe, who got sent to hell. Garrett Crochet, who's just their best pitcher and honestly an easy fade at times because you get decent prices. And my favorite pitcher on this staff, Jonathan Cannon.
Yeah.
He gets underrated or lined as a bad pitcher, comes out and has good starts every once in a while. And I love that he gave up 4 runs last time out. 6 2/3, only 3 hits, 4 earned runs on 2 home runs, 7 Ks, 2 walks. That is fine. I think the White Sox, I think avoiding being 120 plus loss team, the worst in modern baseball history, I think that means something. So I think they'll have a little bit of fire. And I think this Angels team is just not good either. They're not playing for shit. And I think the White Sox are playing for, let's not be the worst team in baseball history.
Yeah.
So they have the better pitcher on the bump. Give me the Chicago White Sox here. I'm going to take them full game, which is always a little scary, obviously, with the White Sox. You have to deal with their bullpen. Bullpen who is fresh at the very least. No games yesterday. So give me the White Sox full game. Give me the better bullpen or give me the better arms here. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. And in the meantime, if you want to take them, it's gone in their direction about 10 cents or so. It was plus 110 or so yesterday when I first checked. Now it's down to about even money.
Yep.
And here we go, though.
64% of the bets and 90% of the money on the Angels, excuse me.
But here we go, Billy Friedrich, which is with given the old classic, my most valuable handicapping opinion in all of handicapping, more valuable than all of them. Billy Walters, Barry Horse, all of them. This is my team and they suck opinion. Billy Friedrich says this team has no heart and has not since April. This is my team and I follow them. And then he goes a litany of other comments. Cannon walks too many batters. You cannot back the White Sox. Cannon just faced the Angels in his last start and got rocked.
I love it.
Minus 102 for me. Franklin's. Go ahead.
Minus 102 for me, White Sox full game.
Wow. can I really go up against Billy Friedrich and a this is my team and they suck comment? And then Only Knows says, no way I could bet this game. All right, I'm going to pass. That's better. I'm going to pass. There's no way I can lose. If the White Sox win, I left a little money on the table. If the White Sox lose, I laugh because I know Jose Bouquett takes another L. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass Jose Bouquett. Jose, you there?
Yes. Yeah. No, fair enough. I'm on the White Sox here. It's going to be a fun one.
Man. All right. Let's move on. Next one, Miami, Minnesota. Here you go. Ron Crawford, MLB dog play of the day. Miami has a massive underdog here against Minnesota. Minnesota still in the playoff hunt, but the pressure's on them. Miami sucks. They're playing spoiler. And I do like to bet most, not automatically, but I'm always looking at betting terrible teams as a huge dog, playing spoiler at the in September, especially at the end of September. And Weathers, his first start back was against the Dodgers. It wasn't good, got hit, but I took a shot with his strikeout prop and his hits. I did the old thing I do a lot, which is I take a dog line for a low strikeout number and then also take the hits prop over. I think he'll probably go a little bit deep, probably give up some hits. I like the strikeout prop a little bit more, but I definitely took Weathers over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. And then you got Bailey Ober coming off an excellent start at Cleveland. Is this a letdown spot for him here, or is he going to pitch well again because of how bad Minnesota needs it? It's tempting to take Ober over 17.5 outs, even as a dog line. I mean, even as a big favorite line, because, he could easily give up 2 or 3, but he's like a bulldog. They'll keep him out there. I'm definitely going to give Weathers over 4.5 strikeouts, though, as a dog, as an official play. What do you think here? Miami worth a shot at over plus 200, Jose Bouquett?
I can see exactly why Ron is on it. I don't think the Twins should be minus 200 to really anyone. Maybe the White Sox. I just don't think they should be minus 200 against the Marlins here. Of course, they're playing for their playoff lives, but they've been playing for their playoff lives for the last 3 weeks, and they've been horrible. Bailey Ober's good, but it just comes down to the Twins offense at the end of the day, and I don't want to back the Twins here. I would much, Pete, this is what says a lot about me. I would much rather bet the White Sox today than the Twins at minus 200. No shot.
And the Twins at these lines, of course. Oh, absolutely.
85 weighted runs created plus against lefties. No shot.
Yeah, that wasn't a particularly earth-shattering thing that you said there, Jose Bouquett. I don't know. Yeah, all right. I'm going to take Weathers over 4.5 strikeouts plus 119 at Pinnacle. I guess I'll hold off. Very tempting. It was definitely Miami or nothing for me. Bailey Ober's all right, though. I would love to take
good.
17.
I think he's solid.
Yeah, more than solid, I would say. But yeah, I'm going to line chop around for this Weathers prop. What are people in the comments section saying, Jose Bouquett, if anything?
He says, or they say, I should say, a lot of Marlins money line. Robert Franklin likes it. Steve Fehrenbach saying that Jose has the positive season on the line. He's rolling with the White Sox money line out there. He's got to love it. I got a good laugh out of that, Steve. But not much about this game, no.
All right. Weathers over 4.5 strikeouts plus 123 at Heritage. Even if he gets hit, he can get strikeouts. And I also lean over 4.5 hits from him as well at about minus 160 or so. But I won't make that official. And then leaning over 17.5 outs. All right, now let's move on. Here we go. Seattle, Houston. Sharpie needs lineups, but heavy leans to Gilbert under 5.5 strikeouts and Valdez under 6.5 strikeouts. Valdez, of course, has been close to lights out for a while now. Is there any reason to think he won't keep it going here? Gilbert, generally good, a bit more mediocre in September, still getting his strikeouts though. And again, here, exactly the same situation as Bowden Francis. Valdez, a 2.5 earned run prop. It's heavily juiced to the under, but why not, like Schellenbach, make it 1.5 or something like that? That was a little bit surprising. I did bet it. Couldn't explain why it was. And then also, again, Valdez over 17.5 outs. I mean, he gets a lot of grounders. I did take that one. I might make that one official. Is there any reason to believe that he won't have another strong, at least solid 6-inning start here?
Yeah, I find it difficult to imagine that he doesn't. I love Framber Valdez. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch in baseball, and we've said this throughout the last month as well. He is one of the very few pitchers in baseball that I do not worry even a little bit about fatigue, because he will get stronger as the season goes on. And that's what I feel like it's been for him in the last month. His appearances against the Mariners this year, he's had 3, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and 5 1/3, 9 hits, 5 earned runs. So it's not anything that inspires too much confidence. And, you know, again, we'll mention this. I think the Mariners are dead as fuck, but the Mariners are playing for their lives here. They're 1.5 games out of the wild card. They're plenty far back from the Astros division-wise, 4 games back from the division, so that doesn't really matter. So the Mariners are definitely playing hard, but the Astros tonight with a win, they clinch the division. It matters a lot. I think they end up winning here today. I just don't have enough balls to take it. Low total. I lean under here yet again. But that 2.5 is pretty sketchy, Pete. I'm not going to lie. And maybe after just looking at these numbers, maybe it's just good news for Schwellenbach, because the books are obviously thinking that Schwellenbach is going to shove here with that 1.5. But I don't know. We'll see. But I didn't have action on this one. Quickly go over the market. 73% of the bets and 86% of the money on the Astros here. We've gone from -133 to -140 at Bet Online. And for the total here, we have 75% of the bets and money on the over here. And we have gone from 7, and it's been 7 the whole time, but we went from a juiced over now to -115 to the under here. So yeah, I lean under, but no action.
What do you make of this comment from Gifted Cartel? Past month, Mariners have been hitting lefties good. The Mariners are familiar with Framber. I think he struggles this game. Gilbert struggled last game, but the Mariners still won. Mariners money line. Really?
That makes sense. I said yesterday, and Mally Mal is right, that I said yesterday Seattle would win, and they did, thankfully. That was my only bet yesterday. We cashed that. Great job by me. But I think the Astros do end up coming back and just being like, all right, enough of this nonsense. Let's win the division here. That's my concern. But I do like Gifted Cartel's comment. The past few games for Framber against the Astros have not been great. So it's a little scary. You know, if you just look at those numbers, you probably lean over.
And I just got this comment from Mally Mal about Weather's strikeout. I took 4.5 plus 123 at Heritage. And Mally Mal says I can get plus 128 at Island View Casino Sportsbook. And that's what I'm going to go with. Weather's over 4.5 strikeouts plus 128 at Island View Casino. Hell yeah.
That sounds like a great casino.
Is Valdez gonna struggle here, Jose Bouquett?
I find, again, it's a difficult game. Gifted Cartel mentioning 8 of the last 10 with a 7 and a 7.5 have been to the under. Yeah, I think that Framber Valdez is just going to be very good today. But we'll see.
I mean, he said the past month the Mariners have been hitting lefties good. Which lefties? I want to know which lefties they've been hitting good. You know what I mean?
You want to know? I can look that up for you.
A bunch of gas cans, a bunch of fucking tomato cans, a bunch of fruitcakes up there on the mound. You know, they're hitting Chris Sale good. Who are they hitting?
Game logs versus left-handed. I'm looking it up right now for you.
Bunch of fucking tomato cans. Bunch of fucking gas cans.
All right, here. I have the games. I need the pitchers though, you son of a bitch. I need the pitchers here. So give me 1 second here. I am still looking. I'm using, by the way, for those who are interested, I'm using StatMuse to look this up. StatMuse doesn't have they don't like I guess their AI or whatever the fuck isn't the best when it comes to these searches that I try to do.
Yeah,
but it has.
That's all right. That's okay. Jerry Davis pointing at, yeah, no, Seattle's definitely been hitting. I'm just saying. Maybe they were hitting a bunch of dorks and geeks and nerds and freaks up there on the mound. We're talking about Framber Valdez. All right, I'm going to take over 17 and a half outs from him one more time. Minus 199 at Caesars. Worst lines other places. So I'll take the Caesars line, minus 199. He gets a lot of grounders. I think he'll be, maybe he'll give up a couple runs, but or even 3. But I'll take that. Over 17 and a half outs, minus 199. Interesting stuff here, though. Wager detective Gilbert will get touched.
I don't know what to make of this game. Maybe at the end of the day, it's an over, but it's definitely a stay off for me.
Yeah. So no, it says most recently they hit Andrew Heaney. Oh, okay. So now they hit Andrew Heaney. I got to stay off him. You know what? Okay. So they hit Andrew Heaney. Does that mean they're going to get to Valdez? Jose Bouquett?
I don't know. That's the question of life.
He's all right, right? He's terrible. He's not. Valdez
he's one of my favorite pitchers. Yes, I agree. I think he's one of my favorite pitchers, Andrew Heaney is, but that's because the market tells us when to bet him. So, I agree.
Statistically, I tend to throw out righty lefty stuff when it comes to elite pitchers. You know what I mean? For exactly that reason. You know what I mean? So I finally
found it.
That's exactly my point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I found
for getting that information. Go ahead.
I found the game logs for you. So it was Heaney last time out, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Nestor Cortez went 6 shutout innings against them.
Nestor Cortez. Okay.
Andrew Heaney again, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. JP Sears on the Oakland A's, 6 innings, 5 earned runs. Tyler Anderson on the Angels, 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. These are obviously not good lefties. The last really good lefty they saw, I don't know if Jeffrey Springs count, but he dominated them. 5 innings, 1 earned run there. Robbie Ray got hurt in the start, I believe. 3 innings, 1 earned run. Blake Snell, 3 innings, 2 earned runs there. They went Tariq Skubal, 6 innings, 1 earned run. So
there you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're looking at what they did against Heaney and extrapolating from that they're gonna, get to Valdez. Maybe they will. I'm just saying that's a leap, right? You know what I'm saying?
Heaney, they hit Heaney twice. They touched up Sears and Tyler Anderson, and then Allegretti. So I would agree with you. They've just been hitting bad lefties.
Huge shout out to Noli Knows and Jose Bouquett and everyone for getting us all this information. All right, I'm gonna take it. We'll see what happens. Very interesting stuff here. And my dude says Tyler Anderson, JB Sears are good lefties, bro. Yes. No, I was kidding around. They're not dorks, but
I don't know. If we're comparing them to Framber, they're not good compared to Framber.
I only take that out, and I have other stuff that where this is just a little thing when it comes to sports betting, but when you're doing your analysis and you're looking at past results and everything and what you expect from teams, elite teams and pitcher and players and everything, the rules don't quite apply to them. You know what I mean? They will be able to come back, much more than a normal team will. So, and I've looked into this a bit over the years. So, interesting stuff. Great comments, everyone. All right, next game on the card. You ready, Jose?
Yep. This is one of my best bets on the card.
Yeah. Also, Jordan Alvarez out for Houston too. All right. So St. Louis, Colorado. Best bets on the card. All right. Colorado small home dog here. McGreevy against Feltner. McGreevy, great so far in the majors. 10 innings. Now he goes into Coors. And Feltner can be decent at home. Obviously, St. Louis, a disappointing season for them. Feltner's normal catcher, Hunter Goodman, might be out, which, Sharpie has talked about that in his videos about how that can make a big difference for certain pitchers. Not that that's the case here for Feltner, but it's definitely worth noting. Colorado is a small home dog here. I'm definitely leaning Colorado. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, give me the Rockies. Give me the Rockies here. I love the Rockies. Michael McGreevy on the bump here. And I did not check RotoWire to see if he was a primary or what, or excuse me, if he was an opener or what, but he's gone 3 innings and 7 innings. His 7-inning start was in January, February, March, April, May, June, July 31st. Went pitched great, pitched well against Pittsburgh, both at home. RotoWire, as I scroll down here real quick, Sorry, I should have done this before. He's saying he's a starter. And Pete, anytime a young pitcher is making their first appearance in Coors Field, I will fade their ass. Just different pitching there. And sure, some pitchers have bitten me in the ass before this way, and that's fine. But I will continue to fade these guys no matter what. Ryan Feltner's pitching really well in his last 3 starts. Arizona, good team, 6 2/3, 1 earned run. Detroit, a hot team, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. Milwaukee, a division leader, 6 innings, 1 earned run. His last start was against last bad start was against the Orioles in August. Whole month of September, he's pitched well. Give me the Rockies here. And money line markets here. Let's talk about them. We've got 74% of the bets, 84% of the money on the Cardinals. Unsurprising, Pete, but we went from minus 115 opener, and let me refresh real quick so I can get updated odds here. Minus 115 opener, now down to minus 111. It was down to minus 105 at one point for the Rockies and Cardinals. I bet it there, and I got it at minus 104, or now I can get plus money. So definitely don't hate if you're betting the Rockies again here, but with all that money on the Cardinals and it not moving more than a direction, I think the Rockies are alive here. I'd rather fade a young pitcher coming in here for the first time. So give me the Rockies.
Okay, that's definitely how I would be leaning. I might bet it. I'm not going to make it official, though, Jose Bouquett, and I do hope you cash.
Thank you.
Also leaning under.
Okay. I mean, at 10.5. Okay. I understand that.
Let me look at what people are saying here in this show. Oh, there you go. Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, under 10.5 getting steam. Yeah, I would definitely be leaning under, but I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass for now, although I'm probably leaving units on the table.
Okay. Pete, we have our main event coming up here soon, so let's keep it rolling.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Next game on the card, San Francisco, Arizona. Here we go. Webb has not been good in September. Any reason to think he won't give up at least a few here? And then fought off an awesome start at Milwaukee. Before that, he had been getting hit, he can be excellent, of course, but I'm guessing he'll be vulnerable here. San Francisco, now that their season is over, suddenly hitting and winning. They're a dog here against Arizona. Got to be leaning overs in some way, shape, or fashion, right? Or not. What's up with Webb? Terrible.
Yeah, last few starts have been bad, and I've backed him, and not one of his too bad starts. And luckily, his other side, Dylan Cease, pitched really well against the Giants that day and helped me out. But has not pitched well. 3 earned runs, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs. Just not a pitcher I want to back, especially in division here, Pete. It seems like the division opponents they've seen him so many times. He's maybe a little tired. He's at this will be the start that gets him above 200 innings pitched, and not many pitchers go above 200 innings pitched anymore in general. We went 216 last year. He's going to go 200 again this year. So maybe there's a little fatigue there, but I ultimately stayed off. The Diamondbacks have been playing well. I like the Diamondbacks a lot. They're another dark horse in the playoffs again, but no action here. And I'll say this. I mean, the Diamondbacks 5-5 their last 10, so it's not like they've been world beaters either. So no action.
Is there any reason to think that, these guys have big names, but, Brandon Pfaadt, is he going to be good here? Is Logan Webb not going to struggle? Why do we not like the over?
Market in this game for the over, Pete. 99 and 98% of the bets on the over. We've gone from an 8 minus 115. It's juiced to the over now, minus 120. And bookmaker is showing an 8.5 now. They opened at 8.5, though. It's still juiced to the under, minus 120 to the under. But I just don't know what to make. Everyone's betting the over in this game, and it makes me want to stay off. So
I'm going to take the first 5 over at just 4. Minus 127, current line Pinnacle. Shop around, man. Might be get a better line. But I'm going to take that. I know Pfaadt is coming off a good start. It's kind of a revenge spot for him, though. And then Webb, I don't think he really has it. He'll probably give you 5 innings and 2 runs, maybe at best. And then in that case, you just need 2 for a push. One of these guys could easily get hit early. I'm taking the first 5 over 4 minus 127. Oh, whoa. Bet online minus 120. I'll take that. Jose Bouquett.
Beautiful. No, I like the look. Let's keep rolling, I guess.
All right. I'm going to shop around a little bit more during this next segment. Here we come. Texas and Oakland. And of course, Oakland is this is their last home series. I'm sorry?
This is the spot, Pete. This is the game.
Yeah. Oakland, their last series, they just got swept by the Yankees. Now they're at home, though, against Texas. Not the same kind of team. They got Eovaldi against Spence. Eovaldi got hit his last 2 starts. Maybe he'll be better here again. Maybe he'll be better here, facing Oakland in this ballpark. But as a dog, thought Oakland had a little bit of value with Spence on the mound. I took Oakland as a dog. I also took a shot with Spence over 4.5 strikeouts, also at dog line. Leaning Eovaldi under 6.5 strikeouts. I'm just not sure that he's going to come in here and really have what it takes to get 7 strikeouts against a team that should be motivated. Probably going to be in a big atmosphere. I mean, they drew a lot of fans against the Yankees. Didn't result in on-field wins for them or success. But now their last series against Texas, there's going to be a lot of people there, right, Jose? Or are they done? It's going to be like
no. This is so much different, Pete. This is so much more different.
Right.
This is the last series. Yankees fans, obviously, they're going to show up. The A's generally have a good attendance when like the Dodgers, the Yankees, those teams show up. When it's the Rangers, their attendance is obviously lower because Rangers in California. No, that doesn't make sense. Blah blah blah. But this is my biggest bet of the day. It's not even my biggest bet. I mean, I use the same unit size forever, but this is like my best bet of the day, my play of the month, whatever you want to call it. My give it to Wine Time for his birthday pick. Oakland A's win this game. I will be taking the Oakland A's in every game in this series. I think they can sweep this series. The only scary part for me is that I love Nathan Eovaldi. He's one of my favorite pitchers, and I think he's really good still. But when I saw this line open up at minus 115 last night, Texas Rangers, I knew right then and there it was only going to be Oakland for me. Because this line probably normally, Pete, is at least minus 130. I think. Sure. I think this is at least minus 130 on a July random afternoon here. But the bookmakers know there's going to be a shitload of Oakland A's fans there. It's going to be very emotional for people. This is, again, the last time they're going to play in Oakland. We saw the letter that their asshole owner released apologizing. I think that will only fire up the fan base more. And like I said, I will bet the Oakland A's in every single game in this series, today, tomorrow, and the next day. They sweep this series and they beat the Texas Rangers, who are not playing for fucking anything. They don't give a fuck about these games. So Oakland here for me.
Right. And then also, maybe get a little boost, help, greasing the wheels a little bit from the ump. So what's Texas going to do if that happens? What are they going to be like? Wah, that was a ball. That wasn't a strike. No, of course not.
Yeah, Rob Manfred needs to throw these guys a bone. You're taking their team from them. Just throw them a bone. And by the way, Noli, I'm just now realizing that this is the case. I'm on the A's, I'm on the White Sox, and I'm on the Rockies today. Good God. Good God. That is not
very
good.
nice. All right, well, I'll be on this one with you. Oakland, the line has gotten bet down a little bit, plus 100 right now, Pinnacle. And I'm also going to take Spence over 4.5 strikeouts, plus 117. That's the current line of Pinnacle. Don't exactly know why that line is there, but I'll take that one. Spence over 4.5 strikeouts. I'll take that. And what are people in the comment section saying? Anything?
Good news, Pete. A little breaking news. We have tanked. We do indeed have Taint. He just messaged me. Taint is the first 5 under in Washington, Kansas City. Luckily, I am on it already. He's taking the 4 at minus 125. I'm getting the 3.5 at even money. So do with that what you will, ladies and gents. But me and Matty Ice aligned. Come on. Fuck yeah. All right, Pete, you want to move on?
And wait a minute. Tell me just quickly while I think I'm going to add on Eovaldi under strikeouts as well. I bet it. Why are you liking Eovaldi so much here?
I am just a homer bitch, Pete, that likes Nathan Eovaldi from his years at the Red Sox. I think he's a good pitcher. Obviously hurt on and off throughout the year. That's kind of the Nathan Eovaldi story. And he's a good big game pitcher. So it's not like the atmosphere is going to affect Eovaldi any, but it's not like he's pitching well. 7 earned runs against Toronto, a team that probably knows him really well from his time in the AL East. 4 earned runs against Arizona, pitched well against the Yankees. But I just think this is kind of playing out the end of the string here.
Yeah. I'm going to take his under prop as well. Caesars has the best line, which is nice. All the other books have worse lines. So I'll take Eovaldi under 6.5 strikeouts minus 151 at Caesars, but Pinnacle and all those other places have worse lines. Pinnacle now at the 165. So I'll take the Caesars line there for Eovaldi going 3 ways on this game. All right. And then the last game on the card, Dodgers and Padres. And because I was doing so many things, I was soccer, I was reading and listening to Diddy stuff, learning more about freak-offs and 2C and how you use baby oil, all that. I didn't look into this game too deeply. I didn't do my deep dive. King, of course, overall has mostly been excellent. Dodgers, might be a tougher assignment, though. And then Landon Knack off an excellent short start at Miami, usually good, can have duds, and maybe just the Landon Knack under strikeout prop once again. As who said that? As Jerry Davis said, maybe just blindly taking the under strikeout prop against anyone facing San Diego still is a good bet. So maybe Landon Knack under his strikeout prop is good, but I haven't looked into this game too deeply, Jose Bouquett.
Yeah, I haven't gone too deep into it as well. This is going to be a playoff atmosphere kind of game, I think. Noli, you could correct me if I'm wrong. You know about this Dodgers team more than I do. But I feel like there's going to be a playoff atmosphere for sure because, one, we could easily see this game or this series in round 2.
Easily.
Thank you. Mets Padres will probably be our round 1 in the wild card round. Diamondbacks Brewers, and then whoever wins Mets Padres gets the Dodgers. We know all the history that the Padres have with the Dodgers. I find it all very fascinating. I think this, and again, Noli, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have the stats in front of me here, but I think this is the first year and like forever that the Padres have beaten the Dodgers in a season series. So I don't know. I lean Padres here. I was honestly surprised to see the Dodgers favored with Landon Knack on the bump. I thought they would give Michael King and the Padres a little more respect. But I lean Padres. I think they probably get it done here today and then clinch a playoff spot sometime in this series and then get ready for a very big series coming soon if they get there. I just don't know if the Padres will show them much. I just would be a little surprised here if the Dodgers actually came here to play and wanted this game really bad with Landon Knack. So I lean Padres. And again, just to remind everyone, they're 3.5 games up on the Mets. So they're pretty locked in to their spot there. So just, keep that locked in. If they're playing for anything, I don't know, but we'll see.
Wow, look at this. A lot of Padres love, starting with Big Fat Paulie. Big Fat Paulie. You're
That's
big,
how you should
you're
say
fat,
that.
Your name's Paulie, so we call you Big Fat Paulie. Not too complicated, right? POD, play of the day, Padres, money line, plus 100. Rob Free, Padres, plus 100. Padres money line. The Chillest, look for Padres to sweep this series. The Chillest, Padres smash. Noli knows, definitely Pods 3 back right now. I'll be there tomorrow and Thursday. Noli knows, going to be at the game.
That's going to be fun.
Man, maybe I'm leaving money on the table. And if the Pods smash, got the Landon Knack under strikeout prop at 4.5, even juiced, has got to be pretty good, right, Jose Bouquett? Because that's what the Padres do. They don't strike out, right?
Yeah. And by the way, Noli's right. 3 games back of the division. Could you imagine? If the Padres somehow stole this division from the Dodgers? I'd be shocked. That would be genuinely baffling. And I've been down on the Dodgers all year. I've been the guy saying they're not going to win the World Series. I think they lose in the first round or the second round of the playoffs. We'll see. But yeah, I'd be surprised if the Dodgers came out here guns blazing trying to win this game.
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about just last minute tailing my man Jerry Davis, if he's still in the comments section. Landon Knack under 4.5 strikeouts, minus 174. Why not? Right? Why not? I mean, he gets strikeouts against crappy teams, but this has facing the Padres under strikeout prop written all over it, doesn't it?
I just don't know what to expect in this game. So that's why I've kind of stayed off. I mean, a playoff kind of game, I expect unders in playoff kind of games, but I don't know. By the way, our guy Matty Ice messaged me. He said he's also on the under in this game as well. Not the taint, but he's on it. And I get it. Again, playoff. This is the other playoff game kind of atmosphere we'll have. I lean under in this game. I just don't trust Landon Knack enough.
Yeah,
and I do think the Padres are a dark horse this year. I think they could be an easy bet on and the wild card and all that stuff, but no action.
Shout out Tori Coker in the comment section. And Noli knows, of course. Look at this. I'll be looking to live bet this game, or if you have those second half unders. Yes.
Pete, this is going to be a stressful day for me, Pete. This is a heavier card than I expected and could decide my fate for the season.
All right, let's do this. Let's shout out to everyone. Let's hear your plays officially. Then I'll go over my plays officially, and then I'll just do a once over of the games, talking about the leans and things you're thinking of. That'll be quick, and then we'll go to college football. Jose Bouquett, I really hope you can get at least even after today's card. What are your official plays for us?
Yeah, that would be, if I could I would throw a fucking party, Pete, if I could become even today. So yeah, I find it very funny that again, Noli pointed this out. I am on Oakland money line minus 102. I am on Colorado Rockies money line minus 104. I am on Chicago White Sox money line minus 106. All three maybe of the worst teams in baseball. I am on them all. Detroit, Tampa Bay Rays. 0 runs in that game, lads. No runs. Rays, Tigers, first 5 under 3 even money, and full game under 6.5 at even money as well. I am on the Cubs minus 124 as a clinch the playoffs. You party hard and you fade them the next day bet. 1-1 on those so far. Let's see if we can get to 2-1. And by the way, that victory was against the Brewers, I guess it seemed. So that's nice. And my final play, also the taint play of the day, Royals Nationals, first 5 under there. He has 4, minus 124, I believe. I'm taking the 3.5 at even money for me today. I am down 5.6 units on the year of baseball. I was down at 1.20. I was up at 1.24. And God damn it, let's grind to this finish line. 5.65 units on this week. Let's go, Pete.
Let's go. All right, I'm gonna go over my official picks right now. I'm looking. I'm seeing Taijuan Walker is the primary for Philly, and he's pretty crappy, isn't he? He's pretty. I might take the Cubs team total over as well as taking the Cubs full game. I mean, Taijuan Walker, he can get hit, can't he?
Yeah, he's the worst pitcher on the Phillies. That's part of the reason why I'm fading. If it was any other pitcher, if it was Sanchez, if it was Ranger, if it was Nola, if it was Wheeler, I'm probably not fading the Phillies here. But it's Taijuan Walker, who they know sucks, and they're putting an opener to try to help him suck less. And I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, maybe I'll let me see what maybe I'll add on the Cubs. I'm gonna have to take team total. Have to take 4.5, a little bit of plus money, unless I want to take 4 at all right. Well, we'll look at that. Maybe I'll add that one on. My official place as of right now: Skubal under 1.5 earned runs, Caesars. Cubs -1 plus 108 Pinnacle. Cincinnati Reds first 5 plus 125 bet online. Milwaukee Pittsburgh under 8 -102. Parker over 4.5 strikeouts plus 132 Pinnacle. Baltimore Orioles under 3.5 Team total under 3.5 minus 103 Pinnacle. Bowden, Francis over 17.5 outs minus 194 Pinnacle. Mets money line plus 124 Bet Online. Weathers over 4.5 strikeouts plus 128 Island View Casino Sportsbook. Valdez over 17.5 outs minus 199 Caesars. San Francisco, Arizona, first 5 over 4 minus 120 Bet Online. Oakland plus 100 money line Pinnacle. Spence over 4.5 strikeouts plus 117 Bet Online. And Nathan Eovaldi under 6.5 strikeouts minus 151 Caesars. And then just going over the leans and everything. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lean to Detroit first 5, even at the big favorite line. And slight lean to a no run in the first in that one. Definitely Cubs team total over. I want to add that one on one way or another. Cincinnati, Cleveland. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I guess I'll hold off. I did take him first 5. Lean Junis over his strikeout prop. Yeah, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. I took the under. Very interesting. KC, Washington. You know, a lot of people liking KC. At the line, I was leaning Washington. Baltimore Yanks. Definitely leaning Yanks. Even as a big favorite. Schmidt over strikeouts. Leaning that way as well. Should make that official, but I didn't, and leaning under. And then Francis, I took his outs prop, definitely leaning under that weird 2.5 earned run line for Francis. 2.5 minus 150, 160 or so. And Noli knows, of course, likes the under in that game overall. Bayo against Francis, which makes a lot of sense. Then Mets, Atlanta. Yeah, I was thinking about Mets first 5 team total over 1.5 at just minus 130, or the Schwellenbach over 1.5. Earned runs, but I didn't make either of those official. Just took the Mets. White Sox, I'm leaning that way as well with Jose Bouquett. But Billy Friedrich gave me the old, they're my team and they suck. And then he posted like 4 other comments about how the various ways that they suck from this angle, from that angle. So I'm going to stay off of that one. Miami, Minnesota. Ron Crawford. Dog play of the day is Miami as a huge dog. I'd be leaning that way. Leaning over 17.5 outs at a big favorite line, but pass on that one. Then Valdez, I took his over prop, his outs prop over. And again, just like with Francis, leaning under that weird 2.5 earned runs prop with Valdez. Same thing, under 2.5 at like minus 150, but I guess I won't make it official. I did bet it though. Colorado, I lean under, and also Colorado along with Jose Bouquett didn't make it official. And then, of course, got to be leaning under Landon Knack, 4.5 strikeouts. Shout out to Jerry Davis for, reminding us that you should pretty much be thinking about auto betting the under strikeout prop for anyone facing San Diego. All right, Jose Bouquett. What are people saying in the comments section?
No, nothing of note, but Noli, it is true. If Ranger Suarez would have pitched today, he probably would have given up 6 earned runs because he still would have been drunk on the mound. But he's from Venezuela, so we respect that man. Shout out to Ranger Suarez. Wager Detective, I just followed you on Twitter, so congratulations, my man. I hope I will share your Twitter around with the guys as well. That'll be fun. Nasty Nate, race to score 0 plus 900. I don't hate that, Nasty Nate. I saw another one in that game that I was semi-interested in. I'm not going to make it official. There's the race to 3 in Tigers Rays. And if you bet neither, plus 500. So that's that. I considered, just mentioning that during the breakdown. But I was like, guys, that's a little bit too gimmicky. Whatever. But I don't hate that bet at all, Nasty Nate. So
wait, what? Wait, neither one scores 3. Right.
Yeah, neither race to 3, neither. Yeah, plus 500. Right. Low scoring game. Hopefully it's 2-1 or whatever. Right. But yeah, shout out to you guys in the chat. We appreciate you guys. I'm very excited to hear Dabby Cab's games here today. They're 2 big time games. And
sorry, Jose Bouquett.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to add officially. I'm looking at Heritage right now. Chicago Cubs, team total over, full game, 4 minus 121 Heritage. I can't not put that on. There you go. Cubs, team total over, 4 minus 121. Got to add that one on. Heritage.
That's good money, but I want to say this. Dabby Cab doesn't know this probably. The UFC is at 11 a.m. this week. So that means maybe a little Alabama-Georgia live stream for the game. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Dabby Cab's schedule is this weekend. But it's going to be fun, so I can't wait. And get in here, guys, because these bets are going to be great. So shout out to you guys.
What's
Yes,
going on
Pete,
here?
it's just
Oh,
you. It's
sorry.
just you. You're introducing Cab now. You're
Okay, all right.
introducing
Sorry
Cab.
about that. No, I'm just looking around me. All right, everyone. I love this section of the show. Every Tuesday, we cover 2 college football games with my man. Last week, he gave us Tennessee over Oklahoma. The comment section gave all their opinions. Everyone was mostly agreeing with that. Of course, that one did cash. These are not easy to pick. A lot of sharp people, so-called sharp people, I'm sure got burned up taking Oklahoma last week. I definitely knew of a few, heard of a few. Not Dabby Cab, though. Dabby Cab, so-called square, had Tennessee, and he cashed and won. No, I'm kidding around about that. Dabby Cab, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You're not a so-called square. Look at you. You're a fucking
Hey,
bad.
I'll be a square. I'll be a square, Pete.
Yeah,
All I
whatever.
care about is winning. You can call it square,
Exactly.
sharp, whatever you want.
Exactly. And why do they put labels? Because they're trying to put words in your mouth. That's why they're trying to put words in your mouth. Hell yeah, that's the correct attitude, Dabby Cab. That's the correct attitude. The attitude is I don't really care about the labels, but if you want to put it on me, I'll take it. It'll be fun. We'll have some fun with it. All right, Dabby Cab. We got two tough ones today. Oklahoma, Auburn, and the Georgia, Alabama game. Let's see what you can tell us. We'll start with Oklahoma, Auburn. Now, last I checked, Auburn like a 1-point home dog. Of course, Oklahoma off the loss to Tennessee and the ATS loss, but it was close, And then Auburn just in all sorts of they're just having all sorts of problems. Of course, primarily at quarterback, but it just seems like the entire program is in shambles right now. Whereas Oklahoma, they have quarterback issues too that they have to work out. But the defense is very good, and it just feels like their program is in a much better state right now than Auburn. Much better. I mean, the loss to Tennessee is probably encouraging to them somewhat. They hung relatively tough with a juggernaut like that. My only concern here, I guess, would be that the Tennessee game, even though it was straight up an ATS loss, was somehow confirming to Oklahoma, and that Auburn, after that bad loss to Arkansas, is now desperate. And now you're betting against a desperate home team if you take Oklahoma. But aside from that factor, it just looks to me on paper that like Oklahoma is a way better program right now. And even on the road, I would take them against Auburn. But I have no idea. What do you think, Dabby?
Well, I'll start by saying this. This game gets me excited. I know we got Alabama, Georgia this week, and we're going to talk on it. But this game right here, I love it, man. This is a huge spot for both teams. And Oklahoma better be ready for this game, because if they're not, they just took that loss to Tennessee. If they take another loss to Auburn here, let's look at what Oklahoma's got on deck. They've got Texas. They've got South Carolina. They've got Ole Miss. They get a couple games, they get an easy game. And then they've got Missouri, Alabama, and LSU. Welcome to the SEC, Oklahoma. That's what that schedule says to me. And you know what? I look at that Tennessee game as Oklahoma's welcome to the SEC party, right? Their defense did a great job. You kind of touched on it. Only giving up 24 points to Tennessee, that's a win, in my opinion.
Right.
Defensively. Now, offensively, that's another story. They kind of sucked. We saw Jackson Arnold, struggle and come out of the game late. But I'll say it again. If, you didn't beat Tennessee, okay, they're a top-tier SEC team, right? It is what it is. But
right.
no,
I'm sorry. I just want to say one quick thing. Collins kept saying it wasn't close, right? But they didn't get blown the fuck out. You know what I mean? And the defense held down, that awesome offense somewhat. You know what I'm saying? So it's, there's positives to take from it. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. When you said it, when you said it was close, that's the first thing I thought was Oklahoma's defense played well. They really did.
Some real positives to take from it.
Yes. Tennessee's one of, if not, either Tennessee or Ole Miss, take your poison, who's the best offense in college football. But you hold either of those two teams to 24 points. In my opinion, That's successful defensive wise. But like I said, if you can't beat Auburn right here, red lights start flashing, right? And sorry if you guys hear the noise in the background. I guess somebody does speaker contest and the shit's going off. If you don't beat Auburn right here, red lights start flashing. Last week, Auburn brought in Hank Brown at QB. They were hoping he would be, their savior, I guess you could say. Like, there are a lot of people that were really high on him, and he thought he would be the answer, and he didn't pick up the phone against Arkansas at all. I mean, he didn't turn the ball over, didn't look good. And if they don't get going here against Oklahoma, there's going to be a lot of upset Tiger fans. I mean, this was an Auburn team that was supposed to start turning the corner, right? This was the year they were supposed to start riding the ship. And I just don't see it. As good as Auburn's defense also has looked this year, their offense has just been horrible. And let's talk a little bit about what Oklahoma's going to do. I said Jackson Arnold came out of the game last game, and they went with Hawkins, the freshman. Two very good quarterbacks. Yeah, two very good quarterbacks, a position you want to be in if you're Oklahoma. I would say this. If you're looking at like a pocket presence quarterback, Jackson Arnold would be my go-to. But Oklahoma doesn't have the line to deliver that, okay? Oklahoma's line, their offensive line is the one problem in this team right now, or the one glaring problem, and they're not giving very much time for their quarterback. They're not protecting their quarterbacks very well, and Hawkins is more mobile, okay? He can get outside the pocket. He's more like Taylon Green, who Auburn went against last week. And I think Hawkins' ability to get out of the pocket and to make things happen will be the difference in this game, because I like both defenses. I'm not super high on either offense. I think Hawkins' playmaking ability will be the difference in this game. I think it'll be the freshman's coming out party. I think Oklahoma finally, gets a win that they need here in the SEC. I like Oklahoma here. I'm not worried about the spread being a quote unquote trap. I'm not high on Auburn. And I think this will be the same as last week. I think a lot of people will probably, like you said, quote unquote sharps will probably be on Auburn, and I'm okay with that. I got the Sooners here to get a big win for them.
Yeah, I mean, that was the other thing I was saying, is that the positive you take out of it, I mean, the freshman Hawkins played well. I guess it was garbage time, but I mean, it's still, it was a real SEC game, and he got good results. So I think that's overall a positive. I'm not sure how big of a positive it is, but going up against a team like Auburn, I would expect him to continue his quality play, or not.
I think he continues it. Absolutely. Now Auburn's got a good defense. I think,
and they're salty as hell.
And they're salty. Now I will say the best unit on the field is probably Oklahoma's defense, but Auburn's defense is, it's a close second right behind them. I'm so low on Auburn's offense. So I guess you could maybe look under in this game. I'm so low on Auburn's offense that I think Oklahoma, even if it is a 24-21 game, right, I think Oklahoma gets out of here with the win, and I think they cover the spread.
All right, so you're liking Oklahoma at -1, right, Dabby?
Yeah, I bet Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma -1.5. Yep.
Okay. And Mike Taylor, I might think of a live bet on this one as well. And will you lean under, but it's not going to be an official bet for you?
I lean under, but not official. Yep. I see it like I see it like 24-21, 24-21, 28-21, something like that.
All right, let's move on to let's look at the comment section, and then let's Tori Coker says, I'll take the over instead. Thanks. Noli knows, think this gets to maybe 35 points. So Noli knows pretty strongly agreeing with you on the under. Maybe I'll hit that as well. Hail both of you. And Nuke Worker, shout out to Nuke Worker, says got to be Oklahoma here or pass. That's what I was saying. There you go, Jerry Davis. Hate to say it, I think Auburn is trash. Why I hate to say it? I love saying, well, I love it, but it's true. And that was not a great win for my Hogs. Yeah, it just looks like a team that's in disarray, and they don't feel like the kind of team that can bounce back with Freeze and everything. It just seems like a team that's not going to be good again until they fire their coach, right?
Well, we're in the same boat right there. They were hoping this would be the year they ride it. No, they got to fire the coach. And you already lost to Cal, you already lost to Arkansas at home. So now you get Oklahoma. I mean, the only thing that's a question, Pete, is why is the line at -1.5? I think that's the only, and I'm not going to let that deter me from betting it.
Yeah, sure. I think the line makes roughly makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next game, Georgia, Alabama, right? Alabama, I'm sorry?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, Alabama still a dog. I believe they were +2 before. All right, has the line moved? Let's check to see where it is right now. Where's this line right now? Is Alabama still a dog here?
Before I got on the show with you just a little bit ago, it was still at 2.5 for Georgia.
Yeah.
So it hadn't moved yet.
Could easily see this one flipping by kickoff, but we'll see. As of right now, Georgia blasted Clemson in their first game, and then struggled against Kentucky. But maybe we give them a pass for that. Just not really taking as seriously as they should. The South Florida game for Alabama, big win in the final score, but that was close for 3 quarters. Then they came and blew out Wisconsin in the next game. And I guess the big question is just how elite, or maybe not necessarily elite, is Georgia, because the Clemson win, in retrospect, is looking very, very impressive. Kentucky struggles, maybe forgivable, maybe not. My sense is that, and I'm just not sure exactly what to make of Alabama right now. Maybe we give them a pass for the South Florida game as well. Before I hear what you have to say, free play, I throw it on Alabama. What do you like here, Dabby?
You like Alabama here? Are you okay?
No. Before I hear what you have to say, if you gave me a free play right now, not my money, free play, I'd throw it on Alabama.
Well, this is one, Pete. I like to come up here and give bets. I have not bet this game yet. Full transparency. I like to come up here and get bets. I just thought we had to talk about it, and I'm very close to betting it, so I'll give you where I'm at. Alabama, Georgia, this is college football. This is the best game of the year to this point. I don't care what anybody says. This is college football. This is why we watch it. This is why we love it. I'll start by saying this. If Georgia killed Kentucky, right? If they killed Kentucky, I'd probably be leaning on that Alabama side with you.
Right.
But we always talk about recency bias, right? We talk about selling high, buying low on these teams. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be a situation where we can, and it's hard to say in a game like this, but where we can, buy low on the number 1 team in the country, or at least one of the best teams in the country in Georgia, right? Because they look bad against KU. Really bad. And Kirby Smart's had a week. Both of these teams had their bye week. Kirby Smart's had a full week to prepare this Georgia team. And I sit here and wonder, how much did he hold back, right? How much have both of these teams held back this year? I think they've both held back preparing for this game. And when I just think about how Georgia looked at the end of that game against Kentucky, I know it was a bad game, but when they needed to score,
right,
they drove right down the fucking field and did it. Excuse my language. I get excited for this. They drove right down the field and did it, right? They go right down there and they put it in the end zone. So is there a little bit of recency bias with what happened with Kentucky, right? Because if Georgia killed Kentucky, we put the Clemson win up there, we put the Kentucky win up there. We say Georgia was our favorite. Georgia was Vegas's favorite to win it all this year. They're the best team in college football, blah, blah, blah. But now we've got this recency bias from Kentucky, and people are starting to look at this Alabama side, and I think that Alabama will be the public play in this game. I genuinely do. We'll see how it plays out. Jalen Milroe for Alabama has looked outstanding. Last year he wasn't very comfortable, made some mistakes, but I think, he's really settling into this Alabama offense, and he's really starting to look like the player, we thought he would be. He tore up Georgia last year. Don't get me wrong. He did tear up Georgia in the conference championship, but that was a battered Georgia team, right? They had a lot of freshmen on their defense in that game. They didn't do a good job of containing. They didn't hold the edge whatsoever. There were just a lot of mistakes that I don't think are going to happen in this game for Georgia. So one question I have for you, Pete, and for everyone, right? I've always heard this forever, as long as I can remember in college football. You don't bet against Nick Saban, right? You don't do it. And if you didn't, that saved you a lot of money. That was a good way to be. Well, this time he's going to be sitting right next to Pat McAfee on the sidelines, right? There is no Nick Saban. So is it you don't bet against Nick Saban or you don't bet against Alabama? That's what my question is.
My question to you, it's you don't bet against Saban, which is not to say we don't know. Maybe they replaced him with someone as good or better. But that was one of the first things that someone told me a long time ago. And he was talking about the NFL actually, but he was like, coaching matters. And I was like, I know it matters. He's like, no, it really, really, really matters. And I was like, okay. So yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if Saban went to another team, all of my, assumptions about Saban would go at Alabama would go with him to the other team. And I'd be looking at Alabama as a clean slate and coming up with, with new assumptions and new things that I would be looking for with the new coach and the new program. Yeah. I definitely, it's Saban, not Alabama, which doesn't mean that the new coach isn't whatever he will turn out to be, but
So where I'm at then, Pete, if I take this all in, right? If I take it all in where I'm at looking at this game, I think there's recency bias, not only from the Kentucky loss.
Yeah.
Not loss, excuse me. Obviously they won.
You can call it a loss. No, call it a loss. It's a loss.
Yeah.
An ATS
There's
loss.
recency bias from the Kentucky game with Georgia. And I also think there's still recency bias from the last time these two teams played each other and Alabama, won that game and Jalen Milroe looked outstanding. So I think there's a lot of recency bias that's playing into people liking Alabama here. I think you give me Kirby Smart with a week to prepare and this Georgia football team. I like Georgia. I like them to go on the road and get the win. I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think they come away, winning by 3 or 4 points, and that covers the spread for me. So Georgia is where I'm at. I am 95% sure that I will have a bet on Georgia, just so everyone knows. But in full transparency, I have not made that bet yet.
With a vicious defense, and I think that the pass rusher Williams is who's been out since Clemson is supposed to be back. That's what I read anyway. So I'm assuming that he is.
Two of the best players in the nation that didn't play against KU are going to be back in this game.
Right. Right. Okay. And Oli Note says, Pete, weren't you a part of a book on coaches? Yeah, I wrote the foreword for Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. And that was that. I mean, I don't know. That was, he made tons of money for years on end doing just that. It was all about coaches, and you follow them from team to team. Absolutely. Noli knows remembering shit. Yeah, no, I would have him on as a guest in videos, and then he asked me to write the forward, so I did it.
Here, you can go ahead and make Georgia official. I see our guy Kong's on Alabama, some other people rolling in on Alabama. You can make Georgia official. I know some people are scared to go against people, especially somebody winning as much, but dude, there's so much recency bias going into this game. I got Georgia here. Yeah,
and you do see that a lot with eliteness in general. As you said, when the chips are down, they turn it on. They're like, whoa. And whenever they're not motivated to do that, sometimes you're like, well, who is this team really? What are they capable of? Maybe they're not but yeah. And then when it really matters, and in fact, Alabama used to be that way when Alabama would be like a 17.5 point road favorite at LSU when they were clearly the best team of the country. And you'd be like, well, wait, LSU is ranked number 4. How are they minus 17.5? And then you'd watch the game and be like, oh, that's why. And the eliteness would really shine. All right, let's see. Wage Detective, I'm reading the comments right now. Kong's clip saying home field will be the difference. Yeah, I mean, sure. Coin, didn't both teams have buys? Yeah, they both played on the 14th last. And JW says, last time we seen this was U of A against K-State. U of A struggled prior before going to Manhattan and showed up and got smacked. JW says Alabama plus 2.5. Kong's clips, Georgia looked bad also against Clemson in the first half. Wow.
That's true. That's a good point. Man,
Preston Ekdahl. Games like this, preseason lines are always, if not predictive, at very least, very interesting and worth noting. And Preston Ekdahl points out the line was Georgia -5 preseason.
There you go. Yeah, so that's
somebody in
the chat said it would be like -6 had it not been for the Kentucky game. And that's I thought it would be -6, -6.5 if it wasn't for the Kentucky game also. So that sounds exactly right.
Jerry Davis says, do not forget the revenge factor for Georgia. Wow. Great preview, Dabby Cab. I might tail you on this one. I'm leaning Georgia as well, listening to what you guys are all posting here and saying and everything. Man, very interesting, very interesting. All right, that's it. Dabby Cab hasn't bet it yet. Leaning Georgia, though. We'll see where this game closes. It looks like it's ahead of the out. It could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Alabama -1. Looks like as of right now, though, it's going in the opposite direction. Where is it? Is it 2.5?
When you said it at the beginning, I looked. It does look like it's come down to 2, maybe 1.5 with juice at some places. So probably about a 2 is where I'd say the line's at right now.
All right, well, we'll see where this closes, but Dabby Cab leaning on Georgia being the right side. Comment section giving us a ton of great information as always. I'm leaning Georgia as well right now. I'll let you know if I bet it. Dabby Cab, man, thanks so much. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
Hell yeah, Pete.
All right. Wow. Great friggin' show. Jose Bouquett, you were listening to all that. What do you think? Georgia's the play?
Seems like it. I went up against Dabby Cab with Oklahoma last week, and that obviously went poorly for me. So definitely tune in and listen to Dabby Cab when he's talking college football.
All right. And we got to close the show now. We're not gonna scurry away and ignore our duties here. Jose Bouquett, happy birthday to Wine Time Sports. I don't know if he's listening right now, but we're gonna.
Yeah, you love it, Pete. Come on.
For my birthday, I'm gonna ask you for a birthday graphic, not a birthday pic, Jose Bouquett, or I'll fucking make it myself. All right, happy birthday, Wine Time Sports, 30th birthday for you. Wow, what a great! I mean, he's really been killing it in college football. Just another great, wonderful member of our community. Great human being, incredible college basketball, college football handicapper. Mostly because he does his friggin' work. He does his homework. And there's really nothing more valuable than that, especially when it comes to college sports. He says, Pete, Jose, let me get a consensus pick for. That means I gotta like.
Well, then it's the A's. It's the A's if it's the consensus pick. If it had to be a consensus, what would you have given out if it's not consensus, Pete?
I mean, maybe I would have gone with the Spence over strikeouts prop, or maybe even the Eovaldi under strikeouts prop. We got to give him the A's. No, Jose.
We don't have
Jose
to. Go ahead.
It's got to be the Cubs, and maybe even better, the Cubs team total over 4 at Heritage. K1 Walker going to come in, and I'm sorry.
I don't know, Pete. I think is Nathan Eovaldi going to go in there and just shit all over the happy fans of Oakland?
Oh, come on! And the ump's gonna give him a few borderline calls going against him, and he's gonna be like, "All right, I understand. I'm Nathan Eovaldi. I'm rich as hell. I'm a veteran. It's fine. You can take my strikeouts away for this game."
All right. Well, you like Cubs team total, huh? That much?
I mean, yeah, I like the Cubs. I like the over. The team total over is just 4 minus 121 at Heritage. And you got the opener, who's actually pretty good. And then you got Walker. And then after him, who the hell knows? Right, Jose Bouquett? This is to be a team effort here. What do you want to get?
Hey, Pete, we're already locked in. We already gave it out, and you don't have to say anything else. It's Cubs team total over 4 for you. It's A's for me. We're both on each side. I mean, I'm on the Cubs full game money line with you here, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, I am. Minus 124. You're on the A's with me. We've got 2 birthday picks right there. We're correlated on both.
Okay. He asked for a consensus pick from you guys today. All right. Let's just give him the Cubs. Let's just give him the Cubs -1 plus 108.
Okay, fine. Cubs.
I'm just worried. No, I don't know what to do. Should we give him the
Cubs? You worrying
give
about birthday picks, Pete? No.
Spence is good. Spence is a quality guy. Oakland does kind of suck, but we know the deal here. All right, let's give him Oakland. Let's just do it. Let's give him Oakland. In honor of starting the show where you asked what I thought your lock of the day was, and I nailed it immediately. We got to give it to him. That's got to be it. Oakland plus 100. All right, Jose Bouquett?
Let's fucking ride. Oakland A's. Let's hit it again.
All right. Happy birthday, Wine Time Sports. The consensus Jose Bouquett and Loshak birthday pick for you for your 30th birthday is Oakland money line plus 100. Hope you have a great birthday, Wine Time Sports. Hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great month. And we'll see you in the chat in future shows, Wine Time Sports. Shout out to you. And let's wrap it up, right, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, I'm good, Pete.
What a great show. Fun as hell. Noli knows is in the comment section the whole time. That was so great to see. So great to have you. Noli knows the whole friggin' show. Tori Coker. Oh, everyone copy and paste. That's what we should give him. I should just give him all these Wine Time Sports. This isn't a birthday pick, but it's a little piece of birthday advice. Go to the end of the show and look at Tori Coker's WNBA picks and tail them. Connecticut Suns, first half, best bet. And Storm money line. I'm going to tail both of those. Connecticut Suns, first half, best bet, and Storm money line. Thank you so much, Tori Coker. Hell yeah. Oh, and Tori Coker says he's also on Georgia. There you go. Really, really great show, man. Wait, and then Kelly McGinnis says, I'm straight up on the Phillies and don't give a fuck if they party till 5. There's levels to this shit. Wow. And he's like, I don't give a fuck if Taijuan Walker is the primary. Wow. Oh, I hear you. I do hear you, Kelly McGinnis. You're right. Oakland was probably a much better pick to give as a consensus to Wine Time Sports. Thanks everyone so much. Great show today. We'll see you next Tuesday.